told me they were saving money for my college. They said it was locked away in a fund just for me, so I grew up believing it. Anytime I asked why we didn't do family trips or why I couldn't get new clothes like the other kids, they always reminded me that everything extra was going toward my future, so I trusted them and didn't complain. I worked hard, studied a lot, and focused on grades instead of fun. I even skipped prom and took the long way through life, all because I believed I was being set up for success. But my last year of high school came and I got accepted into a good state college. Not super fancy, but I felt proud. It was time to use the college fund my parents had talked about for over a decade. But when I brought it up, they told me the money was gone. They didn't explain much, just that life had been expensive and things changed. So I stood there, shocked, because they acted like it wasn't a big deal. They told me I'd figure it out and that lots of people paid for college alone, and I was smart enough to handle it. But I didn't know what to say, because I'd given up years of opportunities believing in that fund, and I had no backup plan. I hurried to apply for student loans and picked up 2 part-time jobs. I stayed up late studying, worked weekends, and lived on instant noodles and discount groceries. At first, I thought that was the worst of it, but a few months later, I went to a family barbecue because I hadn't seen everyone in a while, even though I didn't feel like it. I was by the drink cooler when I heard my cousin bragging to her mom about her new look. She listed off the plastic surgeries she'd had done and said my parents paid for it all to make her feel good. I stopped moving when she said how much it cost. It was almost all the money my parents had said was for me. I left without saying a word, and that night I asked my parents if it was true. They didn't even try to hide it. They told me my cousin had been insecure for years and needed help more than I did, and that giving her confidence was more important than helping me with school. They told me I'd be fine. But that night, I packed my bag and left. I stayed on a friend's couch for a few weeks. I stopped talking to most of my family, except my aunt, who my parents warned me to avoid. But I had nothing left to lose, so I went to her. I told her everything, and she listened quietly. Then she told me something I'd never heard before. She said she needed money years ago for a life-threatening surgery and went to my parents for help, but they told her no, because they were saving the money for my college, and she believed them. Just like I had. My parents gave the money to whoever they wanted to impress. It was never really for me. I was just the excuse. After that, I stayed close with my aunt, and she became the only real family I had. We spent holidays together and talked every week, something I never had at home. I graduated, left with debt, but I made it through. I found a job, got my own place, and started over. And then, out of nowhere, my parents reached out because Dad lost his job and they couldn't pay their house bills. They asked for a little help, and I told them I'd take care of it, and I did, just not the way they thought. I rerouted the bills to a secret box and let the late notices pile up without paying anything, so the debt grew big.